So I welcome you all in today's session, today's Resit orientation session for AAA students. Well, the results are out now, and you know your results. There are two types of students now. If I specifically talk about AAA, number one are those students who appeared for AAA in the previous attempt, and unfortunately, they have not been able to succeed. And number two category students are those students who, after their results or after their successful results in the previous examination, they are now planning to opt for AAA for the upcoming attempt. So, can I know from which category the attendees relate to, so that it will be easier for me or convenient for me to guide you in whichever situation you are. So it's very good to know. Perfectly fine. Okay. So, well, whatever has been the result, my hearty congratulations, very many congratulations to those who passed their examinations. Those students who attempted any of the exam but unfortunately were not able to pass through, few words for them and then we'll proceed, because the recorded session is also accessed by many students. So few words for those who are unable to succeed in any of their examinations attempted. Well, see, success and failure is part and parcel of life. You cannot separate it. There will be situations when you will when you experience the success. There will be situations when, unfortunately, you will be unsuccessful. This is part of life, and we have to face this. The point is, we should be always in the learning mode. If we have failed an examination, we should be able to identify the root cause of that failure. Because the ultimate objective should be to overcome that failure in the upcoming attempt, and that's it. If we are able to figure out the problems which were there, which caused the failure, we can easily overcome those problems without going into the state of depression, without going into the state of mental stress. I would recommend all those students who experienced failure to get back to studies. You don't have much time left. Hardly 1.5 months. And if even in this 1.5 months you spend 10-15 days mourning for your loss or your failure, then unfortunately you will not be left with much time to study, which could, unfortunately, God forbid, may result in another failure. So, in spite of overcoming it, don't waste your time for the next failure, please. Your time is very precious. Very precious. And with every passing month, your qualification is getting delayed. You should be very desperate to go and grab your qualification. Because losing every attempt has a big opportunity cost. Not only in terms of fee, but also in terms of your time, your valuable time. Your failure is delaying your career progression. Your failure is delaying your salary increment. Consider all those opportunity costs. And if we leave aside everything, you have not grabbed the all prestigious certification. The most important thing for. Okay. So we should be very focused, very determined, very much on target, and we have to prepare the maximum. We have to work hard as much as we can. Many students ask, can we prepare in these 1.5 months? Okay, there is not an absolute yes or no for every student. It depends upon your situation. It depends upon which papers you are attempting. It depends upon how much is your preparation or learning appetite, how much hours you can devote to your studies per day. Suppose if you're going for 3 papers, 3 papers in 3 months is a very big jump. I won't recommend it. Suppose if you are managing 2 papers only, but you have the job as well. Suppose you are having 2 papers, but you have kids as well. There are many full-time working women, working mothers, in fact. So they have multiple commitments at office, at home, and then plus AAA. It's not easy for them. And to your great surprise, many such students, they pass AAA in the first attempt because they are very hardworking people. Are you getting this? So you have to prepare completely. You have to work a lot harder. You have to overcome your mistakes. And we are there to help you out. We are there to guide you. So don't worry. But you have to put in your effort. Your tutor cannot do everything. Your tutor can guide you. Your tutor can set a direction for you. Your tutor can make you able to apply the exam techniques. But at the end of the day, it should be you who will be appearing for the paper. No matter whatever I do, it's you or it's the student who will be attempting the paper. So you should be very confident that, yes, I can nail it. And that confidence only comes up with the practice. AAA without practice is a failure. Mind my words. Are you getting this? So having said that, or having set the context of the entire discussion, now let us move on to what is the session for. Okay, so this is an orientation session for the Resit students, or we can say those students who are planning to attempt AAA in March 2023. Getting? Okay, by the way, if any student need to discuss their specific situation with me, my number will be shared, although in the final slide, but I'm showing you the number. You can text me your specific problem if you need any specific guidance, if you need any counseling, you want to ask anything about the paper, about the preparation, you're most welcome to reach me out at this number. Now, happy to guide you. The response may take time, but I'll make sure that I do respond. Okay? So, well, many of you already know me, but as a matter of practice, as a matter of policy, let me introduce myself as well. I'm the AAA specialist at VIFHE, AAA tutor. My brief introduction, I'm a practicing chartered accountant. I'm running my own firm, HM Chartered Accountants. I'm a fellow member of both the prestigious chartered accountancy bodies. I'm the fellow ACC member as well. I'm fellow and practicing member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan, that's ICAP. I'm also QPRT of ICAW, qualified person responsible for training of ICAW trainees in my firm. I'm also a member of various technical and professional committees of ICAP and ACCA Pakistan. I was earlier associated with KPMG, then I spent around 5 years in the industry, and then I started my own firm. Well, session agenda, it more or less remains the same. The discussion remains the same. Every time these elements needs to be reiterated. And again, we'll be reiterating the same thing. We'll be reiterating the same fact. We'll be repeating the same mistakes which the students usually commit in the examination, so that they do not. So like in every attempt, we'll be touch basing these agenda items, so that this session could be an eye opener, so that this session could be the direction setter for you for the upcoming attempt. Getting? So I'll not talk much about AAA. You know about AAA, its importance, because if you are Resit students particularly, then you know everything very well. But for those who are wanting to start AAA from scratch, I would again request such students, please do contact me first. Let me know your situation. Tell me your situation. I'll try to guide you. I'll try to counsel you if you can attempt this paper in March or not. Okay? Okay. So this is the syllabus overview, and we have discussed the syllabus overview multiple times. Regulatory environment, there are topics like audit regulators, money laundering laws and regulations. Then professional ethical considerations, a very important learning objective in which ethics play a very important role, ethical considerations. Okay. So ethical consideration, a very important learning objective. Examiner always tests almost in every attempt from this learning objective. We know about ethical threats to objectivity, self-interest, self-review, advocacy, familiarity, intimidation, management threat. What these threats are, which situations, examiner gives you the situation, you have to apply it. Application is the key to success. Our focus is application and drafting, okay? Quality and practice management, another important learning objective. Examiner is frequently testing from quality management standards. There has been a recent change in quality management standards, which make it relatively important in the eyes of the examiner. So obviously, we have to discuss everything. In professional appointments as well, it's part of practice management, that which factors will you consider before accepting an assignment or accepting audit. Okay, then we have planning and conduct of the audit. This is actual conduct of the audit, including risk assessment, audit procedures, audit testing, control testing, completion. Sorry, the completion learning objective is the next one. How we are going to get the evidences. So primarily the risk assessment phase and the conduct of the audit, performing procedures, gathering evidences, things like that. Planning and conduct of the audit. And we know it includes all the technical standards which are part and parcel of SBR. Okay, so accounting knowledge is the key to success in this learning objective. Planning and conduct of the audit, very important learning objective. The entire question number 1 is based on this learning objective. So this learning objective is so important that around, or more than in fact, 50% of the paper revolves around this learning objective. Then we have completion review and reporting. You get to see a separate question for completion review and reporting, usually, in which examiner tests the reporting knowledge. Reporting means audit report knowledge. What are the qualifications? What are the additional paragraphs? There will be a situation given to you in the examination, and you have to utilize your accounting knowledge plus auditing knowledge, and you have to explain audit implications. Getting? Other assignments, they're very interesting. Other assignments like giving opinion on prospective finite information, due diligence, forensics, etc. What are the considerations? When to accept, what to do will be the feature of course. Current issues, professional skill marks, very, very important professional skill marks, as we all know. That now there are 20 easy professional marks. Okay. And with every question, when we practice, I emphasize this fact that how you can score the maximum professional marks. Because now, after the inclusion of these professional marks, AAA has gone comparatively easy. But at the same time, your drafting should have an additional extra consideration or extra juice to earn these professional marks as well. Are you getting this? So obviously in this short session, I cannot explain what these professional skills are. Explanation, application, all will follow in the question practice sessions. But for the sake of discussion, therefore, professional skills, communication, analysis and evaluation, professional skepticism and judgment, commercial acumen, communication, how you explain, how you draft things, analysis and evaluation, how you analyze the numbers in context of the information, how you evaluate the results, pros and cons, plus minuses, how you give your conclusion. Professional skepticism, how critically you think for specific situations. Commercial acumen, are you adaptive to what the business situations are? Can you recommend things up? So these are very important professional skills which are now part and parcel of your AAA. Are you getting this? How to grab these, how to master these, we'll practice. Okay. So as far as ethical consideration and quality management are concerned, we have practiced a lot of questions. And as far as planning and conduct of the audit is concerned, the coming Friday will be a practice session of one of the audit risk related questions. Sumesha, are you getting this? And I also hope that you have covered the learning objective video well. I'll also identify the additional videos today so that you can at least watch those before the next session, okay? Employability and technology skills. This is the use of your CV platform, which you are now very good at. So that's not a big deal, and we'll tell you how to use it. Paper pattern, you all are familiar with this paper pattern, 50 marker question, 125 mark, 25 mark. Question 1 revolves around the planning format, existing on the new client planning. What are the areas which are tested? And see, these are the areas which are always tested. And these will be keep on testing in future as well. Why? Because these are the most important areas. These are weak or audit related areas. Simple. Because you're advanced audit paper. So risk assessment, it comes up in every attempt, 24, 25 marks. Business risk, risk of material statement. Ethical and professional matters can come up in any part, can be a full-fledged question, 10 to 20 marks. Procedures and evidence, 8 to 10 marks. Reporting, if a reporting related question comes up, easy marks for explaining the report implications. But the point which you need to consider here is, it's not that easy to draft the answers. There is a specific technique to draft those answers. There is a specific technique to draft the answers. Are you getting this? And you should master that technique. I'll guide you the technique, and you should apply those techniques as much as you can. We can do 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions, but you should yourself practice as much you can, as much as you can. Lots of data, lots of material available. Exam kit is available, past papers are available. You have everything. And when you get the direction, how to approach those, you have to bombard every question with the practice. Are you getting this? On the assignments, the multiple assignments, what's the technique of handling those assignments? Drafting procedures in relation to those assignments, what considerations to be kept in mind before accepting these assignments. So all those factors. As I've discussed this multiple times, so you might already be knowing this. Past exam trends and analysis. Okay, if I talk about the past exam trends and analysis, so the main idea behind this is just to show that questions are very repetitive, just to give you a sign of relief. Just to give you a sign of relief that questions are very repetitive. Question 1, audit risk, business risk, audit procedures, ethical considerations, professional marks, done and dusted. Question 2, usually ethical considerations, or it would be a completion review and reporting, audit report relating applications. C, audit risk, audit procedures, current issue, professional marks. Matters to be considered in accepting the audit. We already discussed practice management. PFI, non-audit consideration, non-audit assignments. Matters to be considered, audit evidence, audit procedures, audit reporting, reporting related question. Again, risk assessment, ethical considerations, non-audit assignments, procedures, completion, reporting. Risk assessment, ethical matters, quality management and ethical matters, matters to be considered in accepting evidence expected on working paper file, audit report. So these are the regular features. These are the topics examiner is asking in every attempt. So why shouldn't we develop a solid technique to address those? And why shouldn't we practice that technique to rock on it? Are you getting this? So this is the reason why I always show to my students that we have specific techniques for every area, for ethical threats, for business risk, for ethical professional considerations. That, what do I mean by technique? Simple. The technique means when you are approaching a question, how you should approach. What is the scanner through which you should scan the entire content and then start drafting? And what are the key elements in every drafting which is focused on when you are drafting a specific answer relating to any specific area? For example, business risk. For example, okay, I'm not giving examples. As obviously, when you will be looking at the videos, all these examples are there. Risk of material misstatement. Now, there is a 6-point exam technique. And you need to keep these 6 points always in your mind. Only then you will be able to draft this risk well. Yes, Maribel, although I have already shared these exam trends, but I'll reshare. Don't worry about that. Or you can ask the TA. My TA will facilitate you. Okay. Don't worry about that. So these exam techniques are very, very useful, and how to apply these, that's the important thing. So we'll discuss each and everything in the sessions. What are the exam techniques? How are they being applied? And for every area, you can see there is a exam technique, every area. How you should scan the content, how you should draft the answers. This is the technique which you should learn in order to pass as well and in order to gain good marks. Matters and evidence questions and things like that. Are you getting this? So how we teach, what will be our methodology? Whatever time is left with you. This is the Resit batch. And in Resit batch, you will be having access to all the recorded sessions we have on the LMS. Whatever live classes we have already conducted, you will have the access to those classes. 2 live classes we try to keep, especially in my AAA course. In my AAA course, I'm not talking about every course. Especially in my AAA course, I try to keep 2 live classes per week. Sometimes the class is escaped or cancelled due to some problem or some commitment, but usually there will be 2 classes per week. Getting this? Friday, every Tuesday and every Friday. You have the notes. I always keep on sharing the notes in the WhatsApp group as well. There's exam-based testing app, regular assignments, WhatsApp support group, study support material, obviously game changer webinar before the examinations, tutor assistant, mock. I personally check your mock, and that's the biggest value addition, because you get to know your mistakes from the tutor. What are the problems? What are the loopholes where you are lacking? Everything. And mock has proved to be a turning point for many of these students. Getting this? Gamification model, you keep on earning points when you do the assignments to gain the maximum discounts, grand revision, and whatnot. Plus, the cherry on top, which I specifically do with my AAA students, there will be live practice session series of 3 to 5 days, depending upon the availability of the time. And we will only be practicing the past exam questions in these specific sessions before examination. Are you getting this? Okay. What will be your planner? How the Resit students can plan their studies? Okay, so this is a tentative planner that you have to cover the previous topics till 23rd of Jan. And then planning and conduct of the audit you can cover from 24th to 31st. And I'll be sharing this planner so you can work out as per your planner, or you can have your own planner on your own. Okay, so this is about AAA. What we can commit, what we can promise, what we can ensure is that we try to facilitate you from all aspects. And see, we will facilitate you from all these aspects. Are you getting this? The rest depends upon your practice. The more you practice, the better chances will be of you passing. Any questions, any comments, you are most welcome to discuss. And after that, I'll be wrapping up the session. So anyone, any questions, any concerns, please let me know. Nehal, how many papers are you attempting, dear? Just triplet. Are you in a working role? Nehal, are you in a working role or a full-time student? Full-time employee. Okay. So even if you're planning to start your work now, I think that you can start it after a month or so. Or even if you start your work now, you have to take out time, at least 4 to 5 hours a day for AAA. Nihal, okay, 4 to 5 hours a day. Getting? And do discuss with me as well. Text me and discuss with me your specific situations. I need to ask you many things, and then I might be able to guide you properly. So Mesha, well, as far as book reading is concerned, I always recommend the students, if you have time, if you don't have many papers, for example, those students who only have AAA, you can read the book. Why not? There could be additional guide. There is a guidance which is for you. There is a study text which is for you. And the more you do, the better it is. There is no limit to what the maximum could be. Simple. What we try to do best within the span, within the given span. We try to concise as per the time availability. But if you have time, if you can read the study text, that is great. Necessary? No, it's not necessary. Okay. So I believe that's it. Thank you so very much for attending the session. Thank you so very much for your involvement. May Almighty bless you all. May you all succeed with the flying colors in upcoming attempt. And you have to work very hard. We still have ample of time left. Don't get dejected. Don't get drowned. You still have around 13, 14, 14 and 28. That's 30. Around 45 days. And 45 days are too much. This is a big time span. It's all up to you how you utilize this time. If you waste this time, nothing of no use. If you make this time, if you make up for this time through preparation of your various subjects, devoting maximum time to studies, that will bring wonders to you. Are you getting this? Any other question? You have my number, you can contact me. Okay. Last 10 days at least. Revision mocks. Keep on doing this. Okay. So thank you very much. Take care a lot. May Almighty bless you all. May you all pass this with the flying colors. And may we be able to help you out in achieving your goals. That will be our absolute pleasure. Take care a lot. Your tutor signing off. Bye-bye.